Good afternoon and welcome to Spotlight. I am Dinah Ventura. Welcome to another episode of Spotlight. Today we'll be joined by three of the co-founders of a group that celebrates and lifts Filipino craftsmanship. Through art and with art, they support a sustainable livelihood for communities, a great advocacy for the climate crisis that we are facing today. So without further ado, let's welcome the co-founders of ArteFino, Marimel Francisco, Marites Pineda, and Susan Quiros. Welcome to Spotlight, ladies.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good
Welcome to
afternoon.
Spotlight.
Thank you for having us.
Sayang two of the other co-founders, Ms. Armita Rufino and Mercedes Vargas, cannot join us today. But I think Chedi is online to join us.
Sedi.
Sedi,
Yeah.
right. So how are you,
She's
ladies?
out.
How are you today?
Fine.
We're good.
good.
We've been so
Thank you.
busy.
Yes, I think putting up ArteFino for this edition took a lot of time. How would you compare preparations for this year to the previous years?
Well, yeah, okay. This year kasi, instead of doing our usual 4 days, we're doing it for 5 weeks. Okay? As we were talking earlier, I was telling them it's like the sign of the times, you know, since the pandemic, it's been like teleserias for everybody. And so this year, since we were absent for what, 3 years?
Almost 3,
2
no?
years.
Yeah,
yeah.
almost 3. Wow. We staged a longer period of
Yeah.
for our fair, you know, I guess to make up for it. And we also have a lot of new finds, new vendors, young ones.
Wow.
This is actually our biggest undertaking. We will be at the Power Plant Mall. It's called the ArteFino Festival for 5 weeks. So, and with every week there, we have a new set of brands coming in. So there's really a reason to go visit every week.
Okay, so from now you have a longer run for ArteFino,
Yes.
and then it's going to be on site. So
Yes.
yeah, so for our viewers who are not so familiar yet with ArteFino, although you know it's very popular, can you tell us a little bit more about its beginnings? How did you start?
Well, we started it. First, initially, we were raising funds for the museum long ago. But we figured if we wanted communities to supply us with good products and to keep on improving our fair, we would have to support and help the communities improve their technology, their design, etc. So we decided to focus now on the communities. And that's how we started ArteFino. Our focus now is to improve communities, their technology, and all the designs, and whatever help we can give them to become better partners of ours.
Okay, and how did ArteFino evolve through the years since that time when you envisioned it to help the museum?
So ArteFino is primarily an advocacy platform. We focus on the communities that make the artisanal products that we promote in our events. No? So it's a platform that promotes artisanal products because we want to support the livelihood of these communities. Sorry, may I just add, no? Over the years, since 2017, we've gone deeper and deeper into our community relationships.
Yes.
The shirt I'm wearing now, it's made by the Bagobo Tagabawa in Davao. And we partnered with them in 2018, and until now, you know, we have a standing relationship with them. We collaborate on making clothes that they bead, because beading is their main craft.
Okay. Oh, so speaking of tribes that you've worked with, who are you working with now this year?
We usually we have a standing, how do you call this, we started with the Bagobo Tagabawa, but then we also have given them work every year. So this shirt is a project with them and the designer Sarah Wan. So it's an ongoing project, continuous, you know, because we want to make sure that they have something every year, you know, work every year. We are helping the ladies. Most of them are mothers, okay, they work at home. And part of the program with ArteFino was so that we would enable them. Okay, we gave them, enable them to have a job, work, educate them also with the partnership with Security Bank. At the same time, we also gave them the workspace. Instead of bringing home their work, they now have a space in Davao, okay, where they do their craft, their work. And that's one community. And now we are starting with another community. Our next ArteFino awardee is Anya. Mel, can you
From
tell them
Cebu?
more about it?
Cebu.
Yes,
So
from Cebu.
yeah, the focus for this year's festival is the beneficiary of our ArteFino grant is Anya Lim of Ant Hill. So we are promoting her zero waste collection, which is a really nice collection. Yes, she uses zero thread that she upcycles and she makes it into caps and tops. So she puts these patchwork pieces of upcycled materials on clothes. And that is what we are supporting this year.
Wow, okay.
And you know, the communities, we like to say communities instead of tribes.
Right.
The communities we work with really need the help, especially after 2 years in the pandemic. They were really affected. Their lives were affected by the pandemic. The loss of income, a lot of them suffered from that.
Okay, so
Then we have some designers who
This
work
is one of
with,
Anya, yes.
yeah. Then we have other designers who work with communities like in Davao, Iloilo. And like the one I'm wearing is from a community in Davao. They make cross stitch. So
wow,
so it's all over the jackets.
the jacket.
And yeah, and they do a very good job in their own expertise, no? So they supply us with jackets, t-shirts, and whatever attire women would want to wear with the cross-stitch design.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, how do you find the communities to work with? How do you choose? Because there are so many all over the country, right? So
Yeah. We have numerous brand partners that we work with with our events, no? And these brand partners work with communities on the ground all over the Philippines. And that's how we were in touch with the communities.
Okay.
They have different kasi expertise, no? Like Sarah Wan, if she needs embroidery, she would go to Bulacan. If they need rattan bags, they go to a different region where they make all these rattan bags. So it's really all over the Philippines, and then they put together in one product all these different technologies to come up with a good design.
Okay. Looking back at the past years of ArteFino and this year, how would you say ArteFino has grown or evolved in your as an event and as an advocacy to help the communities and Filipino craftsmanship?
I think, you know, when we started out, we had a goal to be able to communicate the advocacy of celebrating the artists, the craftsmen, and the communities behind the product. And in the beginning, it seemed a bit off-scale because there wasn't that much awareness. But through the years, and with every fair, I think the consciousness has deepened, and also because we throughout the year. So what we're seeing now, an entire ecosystem of what it is they're looking for, and they also
Watching a movie.
So try behind the products, which is another one of our advocacies.
Yeah, I agree that it has deepened the awareness for
Yes,
ArteFino.
yeah. Well, and I'm
And
glad you noticed that as well.
yes. So, are you aiming for something new now that you've said, or as far as I understand, you believe that your vision had become reality somehow and has even gone beyond that. So, are you working for something else, something new, something bigger?
I think we're deepening
I,
the consciousness now, not just towards the crafts, but towards sustainability and
Mhm.
broadening the conversation towards, what can we do? How can we do our share in mitigating the effects of climate change?
Okay. Yes, I think for most people, they can't relate fashion or arts and crafts with climate change. And I think what Artefino is doing now is changing that perception.
And
So,
connecting the dots.
yes,
yes,
correct.
yes.
So I think that's a very,
Connecting.
very big thing that we should highlight. Can you tell us a little bit more about this year's Artefino Festival? What can people expect? What can they look forward to? And what should they check out? Because I hear that for this year, you have a lot more men's items or men's wear that you're presenting. And in the past, I think it was when you speak of crafts, for Filipino crafts, it's mostly for ladies. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Okay, we have the barracks section, which we're launching this year for 2 weeks. So it'll be there for 2 weeks. The men, we know that men like to shop. Men are very aware of our culture. They also like to partake in, we're wearing Filipino clothes and supporting this advocacy. However, they're an underserved market when it comes to local crafts and clothing and home items. So that is really what we're pushing for this year as well. That consciousness, that targeting the men, because so targeting them, and we have the barrack section for that. It's a big space within our festival.
Wow, barrack sounds so manly.
Oh, the barracks. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not only clothes for the barracks. We also have
Yes.
some small furnitures
Yeah.
and some shoes.
Mhm.
So everything that a man would like to look for,
Okay.
because they feel so left out. They feel so left out when they have to just be sitting around, maybe drinking their wine. Now they really want to be part of the shopping, to have part of the shopping experience.
Yes, that's
And,
very
and
good
more
to
and
hear.
more and more also, just to build on that, we're seeing men wearing more
Yes.
Filipino clothing, right? Local clothing.
Yeah,
And
that's
especially
right.
in the younger market too.
Yes, I really want to delve more into that, but we'll know more about Artefino when Spotlight returns. Welcome back to Spotlight, mga katribu. We're still with the co-founders of ArteFino, and we feel very privileged to have all 5 of them joining us this afternoon. So we have Ms. Marimel Francisco, Marites Pineda, Susan Quiros, Armita Rufino, and Sedi Vargas. Welcome back, ladies.
Yes. Hi.
So while everyone is very excited to go to the next ArteFino Fair, can you tell us a little bit more about what happened during the pandemic?
Yeah, okay. During the pandemic, we had to pivot to the online space so we could still really support our brand partners. And that gave us a whole new experience. Online is a different experience altogether, but there were a lot of learnings, and we felt like we stayed true to our mission in ArteFino, which is really to support the brands, artisanal brands, and the communities that they support. You know, during the pandemic, they were cut off from a platform like ArteFino, which helps them sell their products. And you know, we felt like they really needed an online platform or whatever help we could give during that difficult time.
Did you get the same number of participants for the online edition of ArteFino?
We had a good number of brands throughout. Some would because there was also difficulty in producing, right? There was a production shortage during the pandemic. So we would get brands coming, you know, in and out of the online space.
Okay, so for that space, which is a good thing for vendors and the artisans to still continue to offer their products to the public. How long did that run, or is that an ongoing thing now for ArteFino?
We launched that in 2022, October, and that's been almost 2 years. But we've now taken a break from that online space because, you know, as we mentioned earlier, we have a 5-week event coming up, which we're really preparing for.
Okay.
And can I add something that most of the items that we were selling during the pandemic were really items that you needed at home. I mean, everyone was staying home, right? And I think that was the time that everyone noticed what was in their homes, and it's like, oh, I need this, I have to refurbish this and everything. At the same time, it had also had to be something that's very affordable for everyone, because it was more, the focus was more of need, at the same time helping also our suppliers.
Right. So I suppose that was a different experience for you organizing something that went online. But so what kind of challenges did you have to go through during that time when you were conducting the festival virtually?
Actually, it was difficult because the suppliers themselves had a hard time delivering their products and getting their materials from their communities. So that was the greatest challenge, is to get the inventory that we needed to give to our buyers.
Yeah, I think another challenge was, you know, our products are, you know, they're very tactile, right? You have to feel it, you have to see it up close, you really have to, you know, experience the product, so to speak. So that was another challenge that we experienced.
Okay. So now I think it's a great thing that we're back to a physical setup.
Yes.
So how about
Face-to-face.
face to face? What about the people participating in the festival this time? What's their feedback? What are they telling you?
I think they're all looking forward to it. In fact, you know, they started getting 1 week. Then later on, they realized that, you know, it's 5 weeks. So why don't we get more than a week? No, because I think they really also miss the face-to-face. And really, they're looking forward to it. And, you know, it's different when you are there and you really feel, as Mel said, that, you know, you have to feel the product, you have to see the product, aside from just being online. It's really different. So now being face-to-face, I think they're all looking forward to it.
Okay. What about you ladies personally? I'm curious. I know you're organizing this festival, but is there something about it that you personally look forward to each time?
Okay, well, I think, well, for me, you know, it's the connectivity. It's just being with people, seeing people,
Yes.
connecting with them on that level. That's what I really, really enjoy, in this
Mm.
job of mine, and what I've missed during the past 2 years
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic. We had a press launch recently,
Mm-hmm.
and just talking to them and then talking about their processes. How did you come up with this product? Why did you come up with it? What inspired you
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm.
develop this?
Mm-hmm.
And so each product really has a story to tell,
Mm-hmm.
and who made it, right? So there's this so interesting. So that was what I really, really realized. I didn't know I missed it, but I realized I missed it.
Oh.
One thing I saw also is that their creative juices sort of grew or became so intense during the pandemic that they really came out with things that you would never see before, no?
Mm-hmm.
So this was our chance to have new items
Yeah.
and new designers. Some of them have never joined us,
Mm-hmm.
but are so excited to join us because during the pandemic, they were able to develop some lines that they felt would be applicable to a fair like Artefino.
Yes.
That's one of the things really that I noticed.
Okay.
And we're happy, because we want new designers and new brand partners.
That's right. But it will be nice.
Yeah, me, what I'm looking forward is their upcycling.
Mm.
Yes.
I saw, in fact,
Mm.
during the press con, there was one that I said, "Gosh, how did you do this? This looks so nice. This looks so. Where did you get all these materials? That you're using? Because
Yeah.
I think it's something different that I have not seen before.
Mm.
So
Mm.
these are, I think, I'm really, really looking forward to that upcycling
Yeah.
projects that we're having now for this
Edition.
ArteFino Festival.
All right.
For me, what I miss the most actually is when someone would ask, how's
Susie?
Artefino?
Mm-mm.
How do you know? And I always tell them, you have to experience Artefino. It's not just, okay, being there and seeing it's a whole, it's composed of so many elements, okay? The buzz, the electricity, the energy that goes around. It's really like a festival, a fiesta. You come in there and you touch base with people that you haven't seen for a while. And sometimes they end up staying the whole day. They don't just shop, they sit down, they chat. It is an experience. At the same time, it's nice to discover new vendors and then touch base with our old vendors.
Yes.
I always say, this is family. We have partnerships, and this partnerships is, for me, forever. There's no divorce here. We grow together, we help each other learn, improve our craft. It helps us also improve and stay on our toes, na parang, okay, what to do next? Have to reinvent ourselves all the time, all the time. It's a
Yeah.
challenge.
Yes.
For me as well, it's the energy that Artefino sparks and it ignites every time there is a physical fair. The energy and the spirit, and that's fair. That's it. Thank you.
Wow. I can't get over the fact that we have all five of the organizers of Artefino with us this afternoon. And it's very inspiring to hear you talk about something that you came up with in 2017, if I'm right. And
Yes.
it has grown into something that has really also uplifted our communities and our artisans, and also like brought the level of appreciation for Filipino products higher, and not just here but also the entire world. So can we ask you now to say something about your work for Artefino and what it has made you feel personally, and what can we expect from you in the future?
Personally, I think it has given me the what you call this that the appreciation really of not only of the what we had in the past, but what we can do with our Filipino products, that we should really be proud of it. In fact, and at the same time, we are also trying to help the artisans and the community. The community, which I think is very important, because they have products, but sometimes these are not passed on to another generation because maybe there's no one who helped them in their marketing.
Right.
So with the help that with the platform of ArteFino, we are trying to help the artisans, and the artisans, of course, are trying to get all these communities to be able to produce the products and see if they are able to market it well. Then I really feel it makes me feel good, really, to be able to help our very own and to produce what we have and really appreciate our communities.
Yes.
That's how I really feel. And knowing these communities, really having compassion and this with them, no, like being really able to do something for them, and at the same time, we ourselves are helping ourselves to appreciate them. That's how I really feel.
Okay. Very nice.
For me, my greatest excitement is always to discover a new sector, to discover a new brand partner, a new product. That's why Imelda keeps on telling me, Mrs. Pineda, it's now your turn to keep on looking again for new vendors, new technology that we can enhance. And this is what excites me. I mean, I think there's not a time of the day that I don't think of what's the next product we can do, who's the next vendor we can tap and we can help. So hoping that eventually it will become really something that so many people will be really aware of and will give value to our cultural heritage and be proud of it and get to the quality that we will be able to market it in the world, not only in the Philippines but in the world.
Yeah, for me, I feel like my work with ArteFino on a personal level has really introduced me to my culture. I realize how much I don't know and how much I still want to know about my culture. You know, we have a series in ArteFino called On the Road. My dream is to be able to visit all these communities that we work with, that we represent in ArteFino. I'm so looking forward to, and that's also a dream for the brand. We want to visit all these communities that we work with and who make all these amazing products that we showcase at the festival, that we'll be showcasing at the festival. So that's really my dream. You know, we are rich in creativity. We are rich in craftsmanship. We are really so good, and we can compete on a global level, as we've seen. So that's my dream.
Okay.
Well, for me, ArteFino, I'm looking forward to expanding relationships. ArteFino is partnership, relationships. At the end, ArteFino is family. Okay? Keeping the communities that we are in touch with, helping each other, sustaining. I mean, growing together. That's my I guess, hope for ArteFino. Bigger, then maybe the future go global.
Yes.
We're now local, but we want to aim for the world.
Global.
Sana nga.
Sana, no?
Okay.
I hope.
Said.
For me, ArteFino is passion.
Yeah.
Deep-seated passion. And, we've all in long-term difference, whether it's culturally or share towards, nation building.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing with us your thoughts and your dreams for ArteFino. I wish we had more time to talk about your personal experiences coming up with this very inspiring event. But we've come to the end of the show, and before we part, may we ask each of you for your parting words and invite our viewers to catch ArteFino at the Rockwell.
We ask everybody to come and discover the new things that they will encounter in our platform. And I'm sure they'll be so surprised that after 2 years, they will discover so many things that they've never seen before.
Okay, maybe we would like to invite them to come to experience ArteFino. Because ArteFino is not only ArteFino for itself, ArteFino is for everyone.
Yes.
We'd like to invite you to drop by. We are on for 5 weeks from August 25 to September 28. And our mantra this year is renew, repurpose, regenerate. So you will see what that translates to at the festival.
Well, we invite everyone to go and shop, shop, shop.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so thank you very much, ladies, for joining us today. And we know how busy you are, so we really appreciate your taking the time to join Spotlight this afternoon. Stay safe and good luck to all. And please do watch out for ArteFino this coming August
25.
25.
Yes. So thank you, mga katribo, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. You can watch Spotlight every Friday at 2 p.m. on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. Once again, I'm Dinah Ventura, and this has been Spotlight.
Daily Tribune would like to thank the following: Makati City, SM Supermall, Sharp, Century Peak, Prime Homes, Tulfo, DOTR Railway, LRTA, LRMC, Megawide, PGMA, DBP, CAAP, ICTSI, Aboitiz Power, Aboitiz, Udena, Cocogen, Globe, NLEX, Team Energy, MPT, Philcomsat, FDC, RCBC, Divina Law, Maya, Smart Trade, HMNF, LG, Smart, Maybank, PLDT, Caliraya, Mr. Freeze, Senator Villar, Meralco, Republic Cement, Century Property, EK, Mapicon, Carranza, Houseland, Pag-ibig, Meralco, Isuzu, Toyota, Tok, Suzuki, MG, Angkas, Mitsubishi, Beautyderm, SM Retail, NAC, Mondelez, BPI, Araneta, Insight, Pure Gold, Deco, Watson, Copiroti, Pagcor, and Simply Thai.